Hello and welcome. I'm Pratap Singh joining us on NewsX. The stage is set for a thrilling showdown at the India versus Pakistan ICC Champions Trophy match in Dubai. Pakistan has been bowled out for 241 runs in 49.4 overs. India now faces a target of 242 runs to secure their place in the semi-finals of the tournament. India's bowling attack was led by Hardik Pandya, Axar Patel, Ravindra Jadeja, Kuldeep Yadav and Harshit Rana, who took each at least one wicket. Of course, Kuldeep was the star of the show. All eyes are now on the second innings where India will be batting. Joining us now from Dubai, Sunil Yashkalra, founder India sports fan. He has a special guest with him, Taus Rizvi, senior cricket writer as well. Sunil, how was the first innings over there? What was the atmosphere in the stadium? Of course, at the end of the day, Pakistan's middle order was looking a bit dangerous, particularly particularly, of course, Tayyab Tahir and also, of course, in particular, Saud Shakil, Mohammad Rizwan. However, Indian bowlers rising to the occasion, bundling them out for 241. Kuldeep Yadav, of course, performing extremely well. Also, Hardik Pandya. How was the first innings and how did it pan out for you and Taus? I don't think we have Sunil. Once again, we are having some technical trouble with him, but let me get in Noel David now. Noel David, your first reaction to the first innings, how do you believe our bowlers performed? And at the end of the day, of course, is 242 a fighting total for Pakistan?
I think magnificent bowling spell by this young lot, I can say, with the experience of Kuldeep Yadav in the middle coming and bowling. Harshit Rana, playing his first match against the Pakistani, showed his skills of how he can vary his bowling. I think Hardik Pandya coming and getting I think overall the bowling unit has played what the captain needed. They played a major role in restricting the Pakistanis to 241. I think in between it was a bit scary when Saud Shakil and Rizwan were putting that 104-run partnership, but thanks to Hardik, who came and broke the partnership, of getting Saud Shakil. I think overall, if I can sum it up with the bowling unit, I think we should be very, very happy with what the bowling unit has done. Yeah, 241. It's going to be a bit of tough task to get there because of the wicket. What we are playing on is a slow wicket, but the batting order what we have till the depth, I think it will be a bit of easy margin at the end. I think it all depends on how we get the start because they have a good bowling. Haris Rauf is there, Shahinshah Hafrid is there. They got a good spinner. So I think it's going to be a neck to neck. But at the end, we have a better batting side where they take the responsibility to get the side out of all troubles.
According to you, Noel, who was our bowler that stood out for you? Who were the bowlers who turned out to be the X factors for India?
I think my X factor will be, I will give it to Hardik and Kuldeep, both these guys, because Hardik, being the experienced bowler, got Babar Azam, then getting Saud to break that partnership. But getting Kuldeep, why I'm saying Kuldeep is because he's coming back after a long time and playing against the Pakistanis. That comeback match, I think, that shows how skillful he is, how determined he is to, make this work and make a worth of it. Getting 3 wickets, it's great to see that youngster bowling is orthodox bowling and getting wickets for the India in the middle. That shows that this guy is really ready to go at any stage.
Shekhar Vijayan, let me rope you in here as well. According to you, of course, who was looking dangerous amongst the Pakistani batsmen, and at the end of the day, of course, how do you believe our bowling arsenal panned out today?
I think, the way in India and Pakistan clashes, even if they make 240, it looks like 280 because of the kind of intensity and pressure there is. But I think in terms of Pakistani batsmen, there was Samul Sofan. I think he was quite dangerous. And India also bowled really well. I think our game changer was Hardik Pandya. Our game changer was Kuldeep Yadav. Because when Kuldeep Yadav comes in as a leg spinner, he comes in to take wickets. And that's the backing of the captain. I also, one also realized that during the course of the game, India's fitness, India's fielding, India's throws from the deep were flat, and even the catches. So there was a big difference between the Indian and the Pakistan team in terms of fitness, in terms of catching, in terms of how they were on the field. I felt the pressure was on Pakistan more than India. But then, this is an ODI game where we are at the break. I think what's important for India is going to be, getting that, getting the early spurt in terms of runs, and just going for the win, because 240, 250 looks easy, but in a game like this, when the wicket is low, it can turn out to 260 plus. So I think in this game, the way I look at it is Pakistan, they played out of the skin, but they could have done much more. India was, I think, leagues ahead of them in terms of fitness, in terms of catches, in terms of wickets, in terms of strategies.
Okay, let me in fact also ask you then, Shekhar Vijayan, now who are you looking out for as far as, of course, our batting lineup is concerned, and how is this chase really going to pan out on the wicket in Dubai? How is the wicket in Dubai? What's your interpretation of it?
So the wicket in Dubai looks to be a slow wicket. So you would need somebody like a Shubham Gill to hang in there, somebody like a KL Rahul to come in there, and then somebody like a Rohit Sharma to just go out and attack. I think that's going to be important. This wicket really suits India down to the team. This is a slow wicket. This is a low wicket, and we've got batsmen in the middle order who can really play this kind of game. So you need somebody at the start to actually score a lot of runs, and we need one batsman to actually play sheet anchor, which basically means you need to hang out at least till 25 to 30 overs and make a mark. I think India can also finish this game early, but like I said, it also depends on the start India gets. India should get a good start. Pakistan has got a very, very good bowling attack in terms of paces. They will also go in for the kill. So I think what's really critical and important for India is to get a good score in the first 15 overs. Have batsmen like Shubham Gill, have batsmen like Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli. All these players are proven match winners. All these players are players with that X factor. And we got Hardik Pandya. I think Hardik Pandya is somebody not many people talk about, but this man is a match winner in more ways than one. He can bat, he can field, he can bowl, and he has done this today. He bowled 8 overs for 32 odd runs, which is pretty good for a person who comes and plays in the ODI format.
Okay, let me in fact also quickly go back to Noel on that question, of course, of the batting lineup now for India. We have depth in our batting. Our middle order is also very strong. We've seen them also rise to the occasion. There were some scares in the match against Bangladesh earlier in this championship itself, but we did see, of course, that strong century from Shubman Gill, some able help that he got as well that saw us through in that particular match. As far as the batting lineup is concerned, who are you putting your faith on today?
Well, it all depends what the roles as the captain is giving to all individuals there. I think Rohit himself will be, gunning down, attacking the bowlers. That's one thing I will be looking forward to, because he will not let the bowlers get on top. I think Shubham Gill will be playing a fiddle role where he's always played. That waiting game which he has improved a lot. That's why you could see him in great form this season. He's got back-to-back hundreds, he's got 50s back-to-back. So I think he will play the fiddle role. But my eyes will be on Virat Kohli, the man who's always performed against the Pakis. So I think we all will have an eye on Virat, how he is going to come with positive attitude, how is he going to play. Because we know we have a depth. So till number 6, number 7, we have players who are capable of going out there and winning the game for the Indians. So my eyes will be on Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, how they are going to come out there and how they are going to play and manage the Pakistani bowlers. I think they will come with a very positive attitude. Rohit will be opening with Shubham Gill. I think he will come with a very clear mind to go after the bowlers, get that the power play in working, get that 60, 70 runs on the board with no loss. I think then the game is ours. So this will be the attack. I think Gautam Gambhir must have been very clear with the batting order, what they have to do, and go out there with a positive mind and frame.
Okay, let me try and attempt to go back across to Dubai if we can. Let's try and bring back in Sunil Yashkalra and Taus Rizvi now. Sunil, if you're able to hear me this time, I was trying to ask you on that first innings, according to you, what you believe stood out, how the atmosphere in the stadium was when that first innings was panning out. Also, of course, who was looking dangerous in the Pakistani end? How did our bowlers, rise to the occasion? And also now, all eyes on the second innings. What hints have we got about the wicket from the way the first innings went?
Well, it could have been a barber show all throughout, because the way he was batting, middling the deliveries, it came out pretty much that it is going to be a Babar and a Rizwan show. However, they were mistiming on most of the occasions, and that's where they lost their wickets. It's a great parallel to what the first match was between India and Bangladesh. Remember, Bangladesh lost their second 5 wicket in the last overs, and they were bowled out at 49.4. So there's a great similarity. However, India is looking ahead with 30 runs more than they could have scored or should have scored. Unfortunately, the game tilted towards the Pakistan thing, but they came back. Indians came back with a great vengeance, and they constricted like a python. Me and Toss were there at the media house, and at the backdrop, we heard Wasim Akram, the great Wasim Akram, say, and Sarfraz say that if it's 250, it could have been a much worse situation for India. But for now, it's still looking tough. The atmosphere was electric. Over to you, Toss.
Absolutely, it was an electrifying atmosphere. I mean, people were there, out there, cheering every ball, every wicket, every runs. But then when you talk about cricket, I mean, that was fans, definitely.
Absolutely.
I mean, the number of fans was huge. I mean, it was almost packed. I would say there were a few empty seats, but that's okay. I would say ODI cricket, I mean, this is peak. I mean, this is something very, very interesting. It's going to be an interesting contest. And I find India to change that very, very easily because we have the lineup, we have the potential, we have the batters to do it.
Uday, you've got to take Rohit and Virat out of this context because in the last 10 innings, they haven't scored much, and there is the problem stands. And therefore, we have to tell you that it's a little tight game. Remember, the lights are on, it's become little windy, and it's become little calmer as compared to the sun. I don't know what Toss feels.
I don't think so. You have to take them out of the equation because it was Rohit Sharma in the previous game who got that start. Yeah, unfortunately he got out early, but then Rohit could have worked. I mean, he has worked hard for this game, particularly, and it's a high pressure game.
Absolutely.
Two guys will come out and mind you, this is Pakistan is Virat Kohli's favorite team, and you might see him get 100 this time. Obviously, I mean, putting too much burden on Shubman Gill is unfair. So I think these two guys have to stand up, put their hands up, take the team through because 241, yeah, it's a difficult wicket to bat on, but it's a target to be chased because we have 50 overs.
4.34 has been the average for team batting first in the last 20 innings that we managed to look at. 6 years of data, can't go wrong. They are certainly 20 runs ahead of what Indians could have knocked them. But again, this is cricket. Anything can happen. Rohit can find his form back. Virat can see the ball coming in. And Shubman Gill, you never know. He may come out with some surprise.
But are we talking about only the middle order? We have a long batting depth. I mean, we're talking about KL Rahul, you're talking about Hardik Pandya. There is Axar Patel. So we have enough batting lineup, enough depth in the batting to steal down a total like 241. I mean, even if we lose from here, I mean, this is something it's going to be very, very simple because we have a very strong batting lineup.
Who are perhaps the dangerous Pakistani bowlers, though, that we're going to have to be wary of, that we're going to have to, of course, be careful of because they could prove to be dangerous?
Yeah, I mean, one aspect, if you see, Haris Rauf has given away 83 runs in the last game. Before that, Shaheen Afridi and Naseem Shah were completely off color. So I hope they don't get back to form. Abrar Ahmed is still a rookie. Yeah, Virat Kohli is quite difficult against leg spinners, but still Abrar Ahmed is a rookie. Yeah, he will find it difficult because maintenance is going on. If the score would have been 250, I'm sure it would have been difficult, tough, but 241 is still changeable.
Let me counter here. Shaheen Shah Afridi has got Rohit Sharma twice out of the 3 times that they've faced each other in the last 3 years. And that's a big telling thing. Virat Kohli, out of 6 times, 5 times he's got out on a leg spinner. Abrar is a new thing. They don't know, you don't get too much analytics into it. But what's more important is do they manage to keep their nerves? First 10 overs are going to be very important. Why? Because that's where the juiciness in the pitch would be. The tendency is going to on the front foot, scoring on the up, and that's where you get majority of the runs. Also, that's a big problem. you may get out on that as well.
And the only factor here that will help Pakistan is the dew. There is no dew at all. They would be able to grip the ball. They would be able to, twirl the ball. They would have been able to tweak the ball. So there will be cutters, there will be in-swingers, there will be in-bippers, there will be seam bowling. So I think there is slight advantage. But then it's
one more important advantage, Uday, I have to mention that Aqib Javed has been a coach of UAE for 2-3 years. He understands the pitch. He knows the groundsman. He can read the pitch far better than any other player. And mind you, he's one of the guys who's taken 3 times. He's the only Pakistani bowler who's taken 3 times 5-wicket haul against India. So his mind, the speed of Shaheen Shah Afridi, Haris Rauf, I mean, it's anybody's match from here. Uday.
Absolutely. Let me go back across now to Shekhar Vijayan. Shekhar Vijayan, what, at the end of the day needs to be the strategy? Is it important, of course, for a good opening partnership? Is that something you want to hope for? Rather than, early wickets and then, of course, put pressure on the middle order? Do we hope for an opening partnership? Also, who are the dangerous bowlers who perhaps we're going to have to be wary of, whose overs we're going to try and, bat out and get done as soon as possible? Because this is a target that obviously we need to make. We need to start building towards from the first over itself. It's not something that perhaps will happen right at the depth, will it?
Absolutely, Uday. So like I mentioned earlier, I think what's going to be important is a good opening partnership. We have Rohit Sharma, who likes to go all out and explode. I think that's something he should do. And we've also got Shubham Gill, who has an all-round game which really works. He can attack when it's required, can also defend when it's required. He also needs to play the sheet anchor role. Now, what's also important from India's side is to see of the threat of the Pakistan new ball bowlers. Pakistan's attack is the new ball bowlers with players like Shaheen Shah, who can be really in tournaments. And I think what's also going to be critical and important is India's running between the wickets, India's intensity and how India wants to finish this game off. I think what's going to really matter is, India's got players for all formats. India's got players who have a temperament for big game events like this. We've got Hardik Pandya, we've got obviously Virat Kohli, who's a big match winner. We've got Shubham Gill, Rohit Sharma. We bat down till number 7, down till Axar Patel. So we really have talent which can be used well. And I don't know how experienced Pakistan is in big match tournaments like this, but India looks to be the obviously the stronger player. But this is the Champions Trophy, and even a total like 250 odd will become like 270 odd when the pressure is high. I think what India really needs to focus on is scoring well in the first 15 overs. Getting somebody like a Rohit Sharma, to just go out and explode. Shubham Gill to play his natural game. We've also got, like I said, we've got Virat Kohli. We've got players of all calibers in our team. We've got KL Rahul, and all these players have played at the Test, at the ODI level, at the T20 level. They really know the games well. I think it's just about bringing the games to the table, managing the hunger, managing the intensity, and managing the passion which is going to be there in this. This is a big game. It's like it's almost very, very, very gladiatorial, I would say, because you got India at one side, you got Pakistan at one side. India doesn't play Pakistan regularly, so Pakistan will want to make sure that they really win. And knowing India, they will not give up like this. So I think it's going to be a very, very interesting game. It will be a great score, but India will strategize in terms of going in there, trying to score as quickly as possible, keeping wickets in hand, and also going out for the kill as and when required. I think the strength of Pakistan obviously is going to be their new ball bowlers like Haris Rauf and Shaheen Shah Afridi. Shaheen Shah Afridi is very dangerous. So that's somebody who India needs to either take on or go after him, just like how India did with Mitchell Starc in the previous tournaments.
Okay. Let me, in fact, quickly go back across to you, Noel. Noel, according to you, what would be the strategy? It's about a 4.5 sort of required run rate, of course, for the Indian batsman. Would it be important to have this, important good opening partnership to, of course, sort of pace the innings out? Do you believe there will be, pressure to put runs on the board from the start itself, or is the main sort of responsibility on saving wickets? Also, which do you believe are the bowlers we should be particularly wary of, from the Pakistani side?
Hey, it's very important what start we are going to get. It's very important what's running in Rohit's mind, how he is going to take the bowlers on. He must have told Shubham Gill, they must have planned the opening, how to go about it. The first 10, 15 overs is very key, where the runs can come easily because of the power play and all. So I think it all depends on these openers, how they are going to go. Even if they get the early wickets, then it's, it is the partnership which will help to India get that pie. It's very important that they build partnerships at every moment whenever there's a wicket falling. For an example, I'm just saying, but if the partnership builds, then then the total becomes very easy. But for me, it all depends on the opening pair, how they are going to go about it with the new bowlers, especially with Harish Rauf and Chaisa Afridi. They are the experienced bowlers which Pakistani has. Yes, Abrar Ahmed is going to play, is playing against the Indians for the first time. I think, he'll be a mystery bowler for the Indians. But, it all, since it's just 4 runs per over, 4.5 or 4.6, Indians shouldn't worry about so much. But it all depends on the first 15 overs, how we are going to get that moment. If he has 80 or 90 for no loss, then the game is ours.
Okay, Sunil Yashkalra and Taos Rizvi, a quick last word to you on the body language now, since you were there in Dubai at the stadium. How was the body language? Was Pakistan, were the players pleased with putting 241 runs on the board? Were the Indian players pumped with those last few wickets that they took? The fact that also the Pakistan team was all out, was bundled out actually even before their 50 overs could be complete. Was that something good for our, sort of momentum and, mind games against the Pakistan side? Also, as far as, of course, the support is concerned, I'm sure they must, it's a sea of blue, as we can see, of course, in the visuals. Is that also helping?
Absolutely, they have outnumbers. The Indians, the sea of blue have outnumbers the sea of green. There is no sea of green actually. There must be ponds and all here and there, small ponds. But you know what? At one stage, Pakistan were 153 for 3. They could have taken on control on the game. But credit to our bowlers, credit to Kuldeep Yadav, who bounced back. He was going, only one wicket and 2 wickets. But this game, he was economical as well as he took 3 wickets. Can you imagine the way he bowled today? He was completely dominating. I mean, even Shah Afridi, he took that DRS unnecessarily, despite knowing that it did not had hit the bat and the ball was going away. I mean, it was a googly, and Shah Afridi was completely clueless that, and he took a DRS, which turned out to be umpire's call, and it was a not out. So yeah, I mean, the body language is completely down after Baba hasn't got out, and this is going in a positive way for Team India.
I totally disagree everything that my friend Taos Rizvi has said, because you must realize Pakistan is playing actually for survival. They are the host champions. When your backs are against the wall, they come out with something very unique. And this is a team that has great record against India in the Champions Trophy. They have won 3 matches as opposed to 2 from India. I think it's still a touch and go for India.
Okay, so. All eyes, of course, on that game now. We're going to wait and watch how things pan out. Wishing our boys in blue all the very best for their second innings for the time being. My thanks to all of our guests for joining us on the broadcast. Let's slip into a short break.